Greetings all. Hello. Hi. I hope you're treating yourselves well and of course others. My name is Clair and we are delving into what life is trying to tell you. So let us get it. You might be aware of a situation or understanding of a situation. Emotionally, you are very aware of your surroundings. Perhaps you are annoyed through that, though. Like, when in doubt, you can slip between the your own cracks. The Death card, and this was the Ten of Cups. They were in reverse, so I think that there's like a sense of you know your surroundings. You know that change is upon you. I think that you are preparing yourself in some form or fashion. You're being impatient in some way. I think that you are trying to supply the details. Like, you want to be able to have more control in your current situation than you actually do. I think you're very aware. You're very smart. You're very on top of it. Prince of Pentacles. I think you've been studying in the shadows. I think you have been well prepared to leave a turmoil situation. Something that, because look at this lady. I think it's a situation where you would almost feel, I'm hearing begotten again, but you might feel like you're forsaking something or feeling foolish for wanting out of a commitment or a lifestyle. There's just something deeply unsettling to you with your current situation. No matter how you try to fight it, you can put it on paper and it sounds good, doesn't feel good to you. This is the Justice card. I think you're feeling a sense of hopelessness in the fact that a lot is happening that is out of your control. You might feel as though you've been indignant or other people have been betraying themselves in a way that is not true to their self. You might feel like you're being studied, and that is uncomfortable. Like, perhaps someone is taking, I hear your style, but I think someone could be observing you and mimicking your visuals, or there's just a sense of you're aware of other people's awareness of you, and it is uncomfortable in some way, form, or fashion. I think you tend to be a well for your surroundings. People might come to you for commitment, or you might have some sort of outlet business-wise, or Three of Cups. You could be just very social. I think that in whether you are actively social right now, I think you can be. It's very much in your repertoire. Maybe you have a name for yourself in some sort of sphere, or you carry weight in some circles. There's something that people would feel, they feel inspired by you, but they also feel proud to be around you, next to you, be able to pick your brain. Or maybe it's just as shallow as people see you and they think you would be worthy of their time, or they want to spend time with you frequently. I think that there is a sense of maybe a lot of people are coming in to want to get your attention, and you're kind of laser focused towards the Six of Wands, success or strength through success. I think that you're whether the situation is calling for a victory or not, I think that you are tired of the confusion. I think you are super tired of complacency in your life, pertaining to you and others. Maybe you're very creative and dedicated to some sort of crafts, but you're feeling like too spread thin and you need to reassess where to spend your time or how to spend your time in some form or fashion. You want to see victory with the things that you pursue as of lately. You might have just like hung out at one point in time, and that might be why you are such like a social you're an outlet for people, because you could have spent like maybe your earlier life or a great deal of your life out and about, connecting, networking, something like that. You just have the abilities. There's just I keep going back to people want to pick your brain. 5 of Swords, you might almost feel like splayed, like on display. You might feel kind of sickened in some people's gaze, I'm hearing. Maybe when you're around certain people right now, you're kind of viscerally annoyed. Like maybe they're not even doing something crazy, but you're just like, ugh, get out of my face, get away from me. The Lovers, I think this might be brought on for the fact that you're feeling hurt in another form of your life. I think either you're trying to get out of a commitment that you didn't mean to start, like somehow, like it doesn't have to be love, but it could be like a family situation that you're just finally finding the strength to cut off, or it could be a relationship that you're like, if it's a relationship, I feel like maybe that you might be feeling weird for the fact that you are wanting to step out of a relationship and into another one for some reason. Maybe that's not in your nature, but with the 5 of Swords, I always have to say it, sorry, where'd they get the knife from? Maybe you're feeling as though you're being put on display if you were to make forward motions. Wow, it just became so hard to talk. So maybe you are just completely smitten with the idea of someone else, so you're starting to realize that you might not be so committed to something that you're in right now, or you actually might be wanting to get out of a situation for lack of better words because of someone else, and you would be feeling like this, like totally on display, totally able to get whatever, like, you know, you might feel like it's really going to come towards you. You're going to get some, or people might be threatening you, or you might feel as though people would be threatening you, because it almost seems like you might have seen how people act in other ways, so you're not really sure how to act yourself currently. The 7 of Pentacles in reverse, I think you're finding it hard to move forward in the ways that you want to, maybe for lack of resources and or lack of attitude. You might have like a defeatist sort of attitude. You might be falling into temptation in the form of distraction as of lately, trying to distract yourself, or you might feel others are distracted around you, so you're not moving fast enough for some reason. There's something with the distraction. The King of Pentacles, I think you are wanting to give more of yourself. Maybe in the past you have neglected to show your entire self and or gotten good results from people. Like maybe you are starting to see ways that you have wanted to adjust your demeanor or temperament, so you want to see how it wears on other people. You want to see result, like you want to prove people that you have changed. You don't want to tell people, you're not trying to move like in a sense of like, I'm a better person now, and it's not that you're bad, it was just that you had like severed ties to like communication or keeping up with people in some way. You might, like with the Hermit on the bottom in reverse, you might have just stopped talking to people or have an issue with just like saying your truth, or you could have just, it could be something as much as like you've been on paths doing other things in life, and you're starting to finally feel like you're getting into a lane that is more suited for you. Like you're changing ways in a lot of forms and fashion, so you're hoping to just like show more than tell, as of lately. Delusion, I think you're kind of out with the say, like, you might see how people are presenting themselves as of lately, and there's a lot of words being said, but it doesn't look good on anyone. Like, there's something with the you're growing and you don't feel the need to say anything. Like, there's a beauty in the silence of what you're about to show a lot of people. Like, I think that you're like, oh, just wait. The Empress, yeah. I think that you are building with yourself in hopes to just like knock the socks off of someone or just everyone in general. I think there's a sense of prevail, the Ace of Wands. You're hoping that the things that you feel will actually come true. I think you have a very strong knowledge for your life. Like, things might be very cyclical. You might have a lot of things that reoccur, so it's easy for you to dominate your life in a way of like making better decisions, learning from your courses that you've taken. Like, you just have a lot of things in order right now. You feel like you're doing right by yourself, and you're hoping that life doesn't get in the way. Like, because yeah, you might have a hard time like accepting good things are gonna happen, or like believing that with the universe that you're really in alignment or in sync with the thing. Like, a lot of things have happened that maybe you thought about in precursor, or maybe a lot of like you almost have a sixth sense for things that are about to happen, and you're hoping that the sixth sense that you have right now will occur. Like, I think that you're really putting yourself to the test. You feel, with the Death card as well, a sense of renewal, a sense of maybe I'm hearing betrayal. So you could have cut off just pretty much everyone that you super cared about in some way, or someone that you very much cared about you had to stop talking to. Maybe you fear that you're about to have to out of a decision that you're about to have to make, or someone has made a decision that's making it hard for you to move forward with them. A revealing of natures, a walking of the woods per se with someone, but I think that you are letting go of a certain person in your life. 3 is a crowd, I'm hearing. So I think that there's a strong sense of like, yeah, the 3 of Wands, but looking down at the Page of Wands, I think you are wanting to lighten your load severely. Like, something has weighed you down for too long, whether it just be like a mindset, and you're like starting to clear your psyche and air. So now you're like setting your sights on the things that you are aiming for as of right now. So you're starting to see that maybe 2 things in your life have to go in particular. I don't know if it's a people, place, or things. It could be a mixture of both of those things, but 2 things, because you see this is 1 rod, and they're spending all of their time on that 1 rod. And in these other ones, this other card, they have 3, and the guy's only holding these other, like, he's holding one of them, but they're in his sights right now, and this other 1 rod is in the background. So you might be thinking about starting something up, but it's going to take you getting rid of these other 2 rods that are currently in your arena, that are currently in your space, head, time, something. It's a source of yours that you're going to have to alleviate in order to persuade life into dignifying your next step. Because whether you believe the harshness of your actions have a result in this life, like immediately, or like, like when we act, it's not just humans that react. Sometimes the world reacts as well. So maybe you're needing to make some steps that would not even make sense in this realm. But in order They might be big or small, but you have to make them in order for life to allow you to enter your next phase, basically. So I wish you luck, and you gotta know I love you. Welcome, Pile 2. Hello. Nice of you to join us. What it do, motherfuckers? This is what life is trying to tell you. So let us get it. King of Pentacles, you are wanting to be more philanthropic or changing your life in some way that's less fragrant, I'm hearing. You could be dressing, like finding clothes that are less effort to dress in, like more leisure clothing. You could be going like resting as of right now. You could have a very intensive job or job that you are on location randomly, or you like travel to do it. It's a period of maybe it's not consistent, but this might be a downtime for you, the Seven of Swords. I think you're feeling like kind of like letting go for some reason. Like you might feel like you have a bout of luck in your hands because things have gone awry, but I think you're kind of like, whatever, things are gonna happen and I'm gonna let them happen. 411 could matter to you, or 77, but there's just a sense of like you saying like, if life is gonna give me all of this weight, I'm just gonna take it. If things are gonna buck, I'm gonna buck back. But I don't think it's as severe as like fighting. I think you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna continue to be here, I guess. The Seven of Pentacles, I think you are lowering your head and just taking things for what they are. You could have been depleted, like something about maybe being stolen from or sinking of some sort, maybe a fire of sorts. Maybe the fire is just like a fired, like maybe you got rid of a job, or maybe a friend, perhaps. The Princess of Swords, you could be looking for advice in forward motion, but in the realm of building something. I think you are maybe an apprentice of some sort, or you're looking on someone for learning skills of some sort. You're observing someone. The Fool, the Zero, the Fool. Yeah, you are brand new. You're feeling inspired with your day-to-day. I think your new tasks that you are taking on, you are feeling kind of committed to. Like you're delving into it. You might not feel such a passion for everything, but you like it more than a lot of alternatives. So you're continuing on. You might be looking into, or you might have to neuter your dog soon, or looking into a companion for your animal of some sort, or looking for a place that better houses your animal, more space, or just looking into new housing in general. You could just, maybe even if you're not planning on moving, you're just keeping an eye out or something. Maybe someone's going to offer you housing in the near future. The Emperor upright, yeah, someone might offer you housing in the near future, or travel commitments. You might be traveling for some reason to learn something, or you might be going to move to some location to learn for something, like moving on location, maybe for a job, or maybe to like a camp or a learning, I'm hearing like a writing class, but maybe you're not staying over the night for those. But maybe you there is something about like traveling to learn, or you might feel like that's an end goal. You're trying to do that at some point. Maybe you feel like you have to go somewhere in order to attain higher knowledge or more knowledge of something that you're into. I think that's exciting to you. The Two of Cups, you might have love at a distance. You might feel in love in your day-to-day, or you're holding a space of love in your heart in hopes of commitment. You might be just like super romantic, like you might like reading a lot or writing per se. You might be having a lot of wet dreams, or just a lot of really intense dreams. I think that you are in deep desire. As of lately, there's a raunchiness to your day-to-day. I think you're being definitely more promiscuous, even if it's just with yourself. There's a lewdness. Yeah, I think you're being a little bit more lusty, or figuring out being more flirty for some reason, but it's like long distance. You might be making like flirty videos, or fantasizing about someone more for some reason. I think there's definitely, you have, maybe you're someone who gets crushes a lot. You tend to like plan out relationships when you find a crush, or you fall really hard. When you see someone, you kind of like lock in on them per se. Maybe you're kind of in that kind of state right now. You don't seem like you are seeing many people, if anyone. I think you're kind of in this like amorous state of wanting a certain lifestyle with someone. I think you see just hear the heavens, but I think it's like the sun and the moon and someone. The Hermit, I think, yeah, you were kind of holding this to yourself. You might have that as a secret. I think your guiding light is a person, maybe not this love. Like, I think this love is something to do with it. Like, it could be this bright light right here, because there's a few lights, but there's a main lantern right here. And I think you're definitely more so guided either by like a family member, that, or like a parental figure, someone that you were raised by, or someone that taught you something very instrumental in your life, or maybe like a spirituality or religion. You're giving your life to something that is guiding you as of right now. Maybe it is just so that it happens to be like a job that is taking you places, but it's showing itself more firmly in your life. It's being dedicated to you as you are to it. Like, it's showing the more time that you spend on it, you are getting more fulfillment, even if you're not seeing like reaping a ton of reward as of right now. You're definitely seeing the mental benefits in a behavior or action towards this guiding light, for sure. I don't think you're talking about it a lot, but I think you find a lot of beauty in the future thoughts. Maybe you've been in a place, kind of the dumps. You could have been coming out of a pretty sad phase of your life. You might have had a reason to be sad, or just in general you tend to hold that demeanor. The Fool in reverse. I don't think you like to take a lot of chances. I think you might be a very serious or stern person. You might have dry humor, or not laugh so much. Maybe people try to make you laugh, or people try to cheer you up a lot, I'm hearing. You could just be a very like somber, kind of to yourself person. You don't have to be sad per se, but I think you definitely are like, why am I here? What's going on? What do I need to do? Kind of attitude. The Ten of Cups. I think life is going to shake you up a little bit. I think it's going to be like, you know how other people might like, you know how people like poke your face, or they try to make you smile or laugh. Like, people might try to like tickle you or something. But it's like in a playful spirit. I think that life is about to do that to you, in a sense of like, oh, you really wanted this, don't you? Don't you really want this? I think it's going to show you something, and it will give you just the smallest task to attain that thing. It might be like, it might seem like a monumental task, and because you have like ego built up, or a thought built up, it might actually seem like something that's hard. Like, you might feel like you're not made for whatever is about to happen, or whatever reveals itself. It might just make you so nervous that you kind of want to run away from it. There might something a little unsettling about what's about to happen, but it will be kind of like a one-step process. Like once you start, it will feel natural, one, and two, you will almost be glided. Like it will be a guidance that comes more naturally than most anything else. Like you might have had like an anxiety towards a lot of things that you've done in life, or when you look back, you kind of see yourself like tripping the whole way. Like you might have been like tripped up. Like it's a sense of like stumbling upwards. You might have felt like kind of in a negative space, or like you weren't doing things the right way now that you're looking back. And once you start this next thing, no matter if it feels right at the beginning or not, I think once you start, it will start developing just as much as you put effort into it. It will not be hard after a very short while. It is almost like a calling. I think that the Six of Pentacles, there's a small amount of give and take, like, but it's a mental thing. Like you almost have to like give in to the fact of like, this is made for you. It feels right. You might have felt anxiety towards other things that you did, even if they felt right at the time and they had good results. You did have a bit of anxiety towards them, or you're like something, there was always something. And for this, it is a sense of like knocking that scenario that you've dealt with out of the field. Like it's no longer a part of your psyche anymore. And this is a new task. This is something that it is a give and take that you've had like in the past. But your mental has to believe that like, how am I trying to say this? That you're worthy of this, or that it's actually happening. I think you might feel kind of silly about it. Very like only believe what you see sort of temptation person. You just might not have a fuse that's very long. Like you are not here to be mystical and subscribe to like magic and the surplus of spirituality. You just want to know what's going on. And I think that the next phase, it's going to be kind of like it'll be easy, and it's going to be something that's called to you. It's going to be yours for sure, but it will take you kind of readjusting. I'm hearing ego a lot, so I think that you might take yourself more seriously than necessary. The Tower in reverse. You might struggle harder through something because it might look worse because you're struggling, or spending too much time on it. It's a matter of, you have to believe. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find something that's preventing me from just telling you that, though. Oh, this card is so nice looking, though. I think you'll go through a series of random events, basically, until you believe your right path. Like you might have a lot of things that you're decent at, or you might be really distracted with the day-to-day, or you might have give yourself reasonings and reasons to not go after certain things that you feel connected to. But I think you will continuously be reminded of how little you are in control of this world up until you start on this path. I think life's gonna pick on you. Knight of Cups, yeah. You might find a lot of emotional instability if you deny your higher plan. It's you must be a very I don't want to say cynical. I think you might just be a very like book-minded person, or just someone who loves to see results. And the next phase is going to be a lot of like believing more than seeing. Like, look at this. You're holding on. Look at the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to this one pentacle that you think is your way out or your way forward. And really, the next phase is in your head. Either you're not starting yet the things that you need to, or you're not looking directly at the things you need to. Like you're looking away, thinking something else will be more prosperous, or another direct. Like you are stubborn, or just not seeing your path clearly because you might think that other ways are providing more stability or sanctuary for you for some reason, or you just feel foolish if you were to be wrong about the situation. I think it's just going to take so much trust, and life will continue to make things very real in order for you to realize that you have to trust yourself and life sometimes. Like, the way that life will make this real is not making it more obvious, but taking away the other things that are distracting or making life a little bit more uncomfortable, or something like, I don't want to say tragedies, but like, I just think things will start occurring. Like, it'll just start getting a little weird up until you start to assume the position of what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're not on the right path, right? You need to, Six of Swords, you're not walking away from something and you haven't started, or maybe you did and you need to resume back into regression, or like, you need to exit the building. You need to go. Like, there's something that you need to let go of a means. I'm hearing a means of stability, but I think it's a series, like, you're spending your time on something and you need to be spending your time in other ways. And it will become obvious. So you got this, and you gotta know I love you.